Hi, my name is Dwight Putnam. I'm coming to you from deep in the heart of Scottish Rite Hospital down in the prosthetics department in the lower levels. For those of you who don't know me, I am a certified prosthetist and I work with an amazing team of certified practitioners and technicians making all kinds of devices for kids, including prosthetic limbs. We make both lower limbs and upper extremity devices as well. And I've been asked to sort of shine a light on an area where we need some help. We deliver about 350 to 375 prosthetic limbs every year. About 20% of those are going to be upper extremity devices, meaning that the child has some sort of hand difference, meaning they're missing parts of their hand or sometimes entire parts of their arm. And what we're able to do for these kids is fabricate an incredible line of activity-specific devices. In some cases, they're multifunctional. In other cases, they're single-use. But these are just devices that we've sort of identified along the way, and in some cases the patients have identified them for us, just areas where these kids potentially could need a little bit of help. We can do for bicycle riding. We've got one for a guitar pick, drums, gymnastics. So basically anything you can imagine a kid needing help with. If they're missing a part of their arm, we can fabricate it for them to allow them to keep up with their peers. There's basically two groups of these kids. They're either congenital or they're traumatic, and these are two totally independent populations. The congenital kids are actually born with the differences, and we found that these kids are actually wired for success with what they've got, and so we sort of go put them on a path of a little bit more independence by just fabricating tools for them that help them as they're identified through their development, such as riding a bike or playing an instrument. It just allows them to be creative in their problem-solving solution on a day-to-day basis. And the other group would be traumatic. And that can be quite an earth-shattering event and definitely a life-changing event. And when you start examining the cost of some of these prosthetic devices today, they can be quite expensive. So as we, as a hospital, move towards accepting reimbursement from the insurance companies, we started to notice a trend that the insurance companies were, for whatever reason, more or less denying the upper extremity claims for these kids. And so basically, these are still devices that we've identified to be medically necessary, despite the fact the insurance companies that we work with have decided that for whatever reason they're not necessary. So we continue to fabricate these devices and we continue to deliver them just because we know that the kids need them and that the kids are going to use them.
Thank you, Mrs. White!
And so what I have in my toolbox, I have everything from a $5 wrench up to a $300,000 3D printer. But my favorite tool of all that I have is simply the ability to look across the table during the exam session and to explain to these families that regardless of their ability to pay or regardless of their insurance company's willingness to pay, that we have them, that we're actually going to take care of that for them. And having that freedom and having that ability to know that every time that a family needs something, we're going to be able to deliver it regardless of what the circumstances are financially. And so the way that we're able to do that is just by having friends of the hospital who are aware of where we need help and help us defray the costs of fabrication and sometimes actually purchasing the technology from outside vendors. So again, any efforts you can help us with, we would be greatly appreciated. And I wanted to shout out and send a special shout out to my friends at the Crayon Club because I feel like they've probably been supporting my efforts for the entire 14 years that I've been here. So thank you, Crayon Club.